Okay, so again, I'm just going to do another Christmas gingerbread hanger for you. This is the one with the present and it's really cute. So, and simple to do. Yes, it takes 16 minutes, but there's some cutting out involved as well. So like I said, the V3 here shows you every step, how long it's going to take, what colours you need, but you can mix it up and do whatever colours you want to do. You can also personalise this one, and when I personalise them, I tend to just put the name in along here. I do it diagonal and it comes up lovely. So we're going to start and see where we go. Okay, so we've stitched the main outline and it's now going to stitch another little outline, which is the only area that we're going to need to put the ginger in really. So let's do that now. I do love this ginger. I think I might have to cut my felt just a little bit smaller now just to fit it in. Try and cut everything I need before I start, because we're going to need to cut round this as well. But like I said in the previous videos, I keep any bits spare because they make them useful somewhere else. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just lay my felt across there, and I'm probably going to end up cutting half of this off anyway. Okay, so we're going to stitch the next outline. Okay, so next we're going to do the little blanket stitches around our little gingerbread man. I just love how simple these are to do. Every step is just so easy. The most difficult part is any little bits of cutting out you need to do. That's what frustrates me, but the end results are great. So again, this is a memories and thread design. Simple to follow, instructions are brilliant. There's instructions for every single one that you download. I know a lot of time and effort has gone into these, and I would definitely recommend heading over to their site. They've got so many different gingerbreads there. You can do Halloween ones, Christmas ones, just ones for any occasion, newborn babies. They're just great. And there's also like little themes there for little mobiles you could do, or put them in frames. You could put these on Christmas cards, birthday cards. They're just great. Okay, so you can see on this one, he's only going to have one little rosy cheek there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch out as far as I can before I need to cut around my gingerbread man to make room for the parcel. So we're going to do all that first, just to get as much done as we can before I need to be trimming. I don't want to have him on and off the machine all the time. So there we are. So the next step now, eyes and mouth. So we'll get that done. Right, we're moving on to the parcel now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take him off the machine so that we can just cut around him, and then I'll know get the thread and the fabric ready for the parcel. Okay, so we've cut around and popped him back onto the machine. And what we're going to do now is do the outline for the parcel. Okay, so this is going to be one of those designs where I said about keeping some of our cut out bits off some of the other designs, because we're going to be using them to put a little hand on later. So I've got a glittery felt here, and it's quite big for the parcel at the minute, but I want to make sure that I get it all in. Like I said, any offcuts we can use again anyway. Okay, so I'm going to cut around this felt now before I do the ribbon, which is going to be coming in here, and that takes, well, it says here 9 minutes to do. So we'll do that on a time lapse so that you don't get bored. So I'm just going to cut around this now, and then we can move on to that. Okay, so I've cut around the parcel. I didn't film that bit because I didn't want to bore you. Just cut around, making sure you don't cut any of the stitches. Okay, and then I'm all thread up, ready to do this ribbon, which takes 9 minutes. So I'll do that on a quick time lapse for you. Okay, so we'll get started now. Okay, I did stop recording for a little while, guys, because I had a few issues. First, I had a broken needle, so I've just changed my needle over, but it didn't stop anything happening, just stopped the machine. And then my bobbin thread was empty, but I keep a spare, so I have to change that. But we're just coming to the end now of this ribbon here. But I didn't want to film it going all through this ribbon because it's quite a long process. But as you can see, it's coming together, and you can see where we've got the options of putting some personalisation on the side here with on the present. So you just do it sideways, and again your machine can rotate anything, which is really useful. So I did quite a few of these last year, and I've got a few of these to do now, and a couple of personalised ones. So I try and do all the plain ones first, and then I'll do the personalised one at the end, because obviously you're going to have to skip a few of those steps. And like I said in my last video, these gingers, they come from Memories and Thread. It's a great site. They're really reasonably priced. Some of them are £1.50, and once you've got it for life. So you really do get your money's worth. The felt I'm using, I just get it from Hobbycraft, because it's just convenient for me. But you can get it online. There's quite a few stores that do really good felt, and I've chosen the glittery one here for the present. I just think it looks really Christmassy. And again, when you're putting the backing on, there's always that gap, because you can puff out your ginger if you want to, just to give it a little bit of body. But I don't do that on any of mine. I literally just skip and go to the first section again and stitch all the way around. I like them flat. I just think it distorts them a little bit when you put a little bit of padding inside. And it's my preference, but everyone likes to do it different. So you can decide what you want to do when you make them. And of course it's fiddly as well, because you puffing in, and then you've got to hand sew it together. So for me, I'd rather not. I like convenience. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next stage now, which is just putting the outline for the hand to hold the present. So this is where I said again, little offcuts come in useful, because we're going to use them there. Okay, so we're just going to stitch out the outline so that we know where to place our felt. Things do go wrong sometimes, like a broken needle or you run out of bobbin. It's going to happen. I always keep spares of my bobbin, so I can just swap them over, and then I just do a bulk wind of them. I keep about 10 full, especially when I'm doing lots of stuff and you just think, all right, well, I'm going to need loads, so let's just get on with it. So you can see there, got the outline. Now I've got an offcut of fabric, so I'm gonna just lay it down. Like I said, these offcuts come in useful, so I'm gonna lay that down there, and we're gonna do the next step. So we're gonna need to cut around this then, and we're almost at the end. We're very near to the final stages of this one. So again, it's another easy one. The ribbon took 9 minutes to stitch out. It's a 16-minute design, not a lot of cutting out. So we're going to do our little edging stitches here and around the edge, and then next then is going to be little bits of icing and then the back. So let's have a go with this. Okay, so like I said, now we're at the final step. So here he is. You can see it. Okay, so we're gonna show me the back. This is what it looks like at the moment. So like I said, what I do is I get my ribbon, and I tend to use a little bit of Scotch tape just to keep it in place. So just put a little bit here. And
don't think there's any right or wrong way to do a ribbon, but I try to do it so it hangs nicely. So I'm going to put a little bit of the Scotch tape along here, and then we're going to be able to put the back on here. Now, like I said in my previous video, I do sometimes try and cut these down a little bit more to size, and then I'd use a little bit of tape in the corners then just to hold in place. But for this one, I'm going to keep it large. So I've already cut round here, so the only bit I'm going to have to cut then is around the back section, which will be fine. So we're going to pop him back on the machine and check everything before we do the final stitch. Back on the machine, you can see through here, you can see the ribbon, so that's nice and straight out, not going to get caught. I can see that my felt is all the way around, okay, underneath. But sometimes I'll just lift it up a little bit, pull up and have a look, bit of movement round, okay. And like I said, I always skip this last stitch and I go back to the first. So I'm just going to use my count on here to take me to the end, and then it should take me to the start again. There we are. So I'm back at the start of a new one, and I'm going to use, so I don't have a little gap there. So we're going to stitch that out. Okay, so this one's all finished. We just need to take him off the machine, bring him over to the table, take him out the hoop, and then we're going to cut round and we'll see what he looks like.